the drone aspect, what I'm talking about in this volunteer drone program, is specifically to fly what they call flying cows. Now, a cow in the cell world, a cow is a cell on wheels traditionally. It was a semi-truck that we would roll out to an area where a tower was knocked over, fell down, was destroyed by winds, hurricanes, whatever. And it would have a mast on it. It would lift up at a 90-degree angle into the air, and it would extend a boom up into the air. And then we had a satellite uplink that hooked onto that truck that would provide uplink to our network via satellite, or we could plug into a fiber if the fiber infrastructure was still in place. So it was an instant cell on wheels, right? Well, the concept of a cow or a flying cow is a flying cell on wings. So these are very large drones. They're about 5.5 foot wingspan. They weigh about 55 pounds, and they fly up to an altitude of about 400 meters, or 400 feet, excuse me, which is the upper limit by the FCC for drone operations without a waiver. So that means that we can instantly receive a pass to go deploy these things in a heartbeat. Doesn't take any time to get them up in the air, and we can leave them up there for about 24 hours at a time. These drones are hung with radios and antennas, LTE radios and antennas. Could be FirstNet, could be other spectrum bands, but at least 2 spectrum bands on these. And we fly them to 400 meters. Now they're attached by a tether that goes from the ground up to 400 meters. And that tether is a very strong cable that has 2 components. One is a fiber optic cable, and the other one is a electric power delivery, DC power cable. So we deliver power from a generator on the ground up through the cable to the drone, so it never runs out of fuel. It can basically stay up there forever. We bring them down once a day. They are oil cooled. They're just so cool. But we bring them down once a day to maintain them, make sure they're good, do any kind of maintenance or swapping of parts, and then we run them back up. So in an instant, we can have a cell tower operating while we do physical long-term repairs. Also, beyond drones, physical quadcopter, octocopter kind of drones, we have dirigibles, blimps that we can fly up to about 1,000 AGL, and they can also carry about 150 pounds worth of LTE electronics and to beam a very big painted surface down below from these drones. So, what I'm volunteering for and the world I'm trying to get into and equipping myself professionally is this world where we can do many magical things via aerial unmanned vehicles. But beyond that, and this is really kind of the fringe, is the ability to use a drone equipped with spectrum analyzers and or antenna analyzers and diagnostic equipment at the RF level, and to fly a pattern in the vicinity of a drone, around a drone, like a bubble pattern around a drone, and visualize in 3D modeling concept terms the RF propagation patterns of everything that's spitting off these antennas. You have to understand that, it's like a radio station that has, as you spin the dial, you're going up and down the radio station, and each one of those places where you land, where you hear something on the radio station, is a commercial operator that's running a spectrum band in a specific licensed channel, right? And they license that with the FCC, and they're allowed to use that. And there's multiple bands running on a tower at any given time. And the interrelationship between these spectrums and the intermodulation that can occur, passive intermodulation being the nastiest, it sets up a harmonic between these radio spectrum frequencies, and it causes interference. Interference is bad, it loses throughput, or it could downright kill your signal. So this is a problem in our industry, a multi-million-dollar problem in our industry. All telecommunication providers suffer from it. Anybody that uses RF telecommunications or data communications gear suffers from it. So traditionally, methods have involved people walking around with backpacks or driving around with vehicles equipped with scanners, spectrum analyzers, and trying to plot different points via GPS signaling and referencing that to interference that they see. However, it doesn't take into account places where you can't physically go or walk, or altitudes where you can't attain with a backpack or an automobile. So my theory is, and it's not just my theory, but there's a lot of people in this industry, including the backing of the people that I'll be working with at AT&T, that this is fringe stuff, but it's going to be every day. It's already every day in a lot of areas. You can look. This is public information. You can Google AT&T drone program. Art Pregler is the guy I'll be working for. He's a brilliant guy. He worked back in the government, Air Force back in the Star Wars days, and even before that, equipping the first drones, which were actually old fighter planes that they put remote control equipment on them to fly so that our Air Force pilots could shoot them down. So yes, that's Art Pregler. Famous guy. He is the hippest corporate drone cat in the world, in my opinion. And I told him one day, I called him and said, dude, I just want to let you know that I will work for you even if I have to clean your latrines every week for a year. I want to work for you. I want to be in your orbit. I want to know what you know. I want to be part of your team. And then I'm going to take that knowledge and I'm going to apply it to the job that I'm in now, which is the construction arm of AT&T, to help them or myself, my compatriots, solve real networking problems that we have every day. And not just solve them, but solve them efficiently and economically at a fraction of the cost of what we're paying to solve them today. So anyway, that is my John Trimble's goal until the time I retire in about 10 years' time. At that time, I don't plan on quitting working. Well, we'll talk about that and we'll get into it. But, I hope you will check back often. I'll make these videos as often as I can because this is, right now, it makes my heart pump. But not just from an idle perspective. I mean, I see this as in my life like everything else, and there's a component in there that is spiritual. And I have made a commitment that, Lord, if you see fit to give me this opportunity, I'll never use these devices for ill. From a civilization, societal standpoint, I will only use them for good, or the prevention of ill. And that's an oath that I've taken, and I will do just that. So I'd like to make some episodes of this, but it's not without greed, right? So I just wanted to let you know, right? You've seen that I've been building a race drone, and I've reached an impasse with that. I'm working through it. I haven't quit. Here it is right here. She's tough, and she's going to fly. She is 100% built, and this thing is ready to fly. The problem is this guy. I'm not smart enough to figure this out. If anybody knows Radio Link, 12-channel RC controller, and how they work and set them up, please help. Help. Anyway, that's the prevention of that. I'll figure it out one day. And this guy's ready to rock. And I can't wait to fly that. But I had to feed the monkey. Had to. I'm dying without a drone. I watch my friends, they have drones, they have nice drones, and so I had to break out the credit card. Now I know I don't have a credit card for that purpose. Usually we keep it for emergencies only, but I talked to my wife and she knew my soul was dying, right? So I got this. Hello, lover. This is a DJI Mavic Mini. It's cute. Think, nice. These things are $399 right out of the box. That's amazing, right? I paid $199 for my first drone. It was a toy. And you'll see some videos as I roll them out, right? Because this is really kind of a forum for that. But the quality was, in my opinion, it was what you get for $200 in a package. Well, this guy for twice the price is amazing. I mean, absolutely game changer in my opinion. And it's tiny. So we're going to talk in this forum. I hope you join me back if you like this, or at least curious for a bit to see what I'm up to. So we're going to go from my little tiny drone, and we're going to go all the way up to the biggest and the baddest drones in the industry. Not just my company, but my industry as well as the country. And we're going to talk about the inequality between the Chinese offerings and the American offerings, and what that means for our country and where we're going to be, where we're sitting, and where we're positioning ourselves. So anyway, if you're interested in this stuff, or you're just a nerd and want to see what telecommunications looks like from a nerd perspective, I ask you to join me. This is going to be good fun in a nerd way. If not, you won't understand a daggone word I say, so you might as well just save yourself the pain and misery. So anyway, I hope y'all have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.